going to show you how you can get epic results like this guy when you're not even that talented like me. I'm just an ordinary D&D player who got a very basic paint set from the Army Painter and started painting miniatures this good. I mean, it's not a masterpiece by any means, but it's pretty good considering I have very little experience. So you're gonna need a few things. Step 1, a paint set. You just need some acrylic paint, preferably acrylic or miniature paints over just random ones you have at the house, and a paintbrush. If you get this set, which I recommend, I'm not like sponsored by them or anything, it gives you a pre-painted miniature, a primer, 9 paints, or a non-pre-painted miniature, a primer, 9 paints, a good brush, and all you need to start painting amazing looking figures. So, alright, that's the first thing you need. Second thing you need is miniatures. So, my local game store, and I'm sure probably your guys' too, or probably online, you can get these packs of 2 miniatures with bases, pre-primed, the official D&D WizKids ones, for $5, 2 of them. Now, this is where I get nearly all my miniatures, except for the one that came in this pack. So, you just have to open it up, take this out, and then you got 2 great figures, pretty good quality miniatures to paint. This is where I've gotten all my miniatures. These are some really good ones. Ooh, like I really like this. Aasimar Paladins. Is it Aasimar or Aasimar? I don't know. Tell me what you think in the comments. Alright, let me just throw this trash away. You need a tray or a wet palette. I just use a tray. I get some paper towels. Brush, probably a bit too small for the base coating of the skin. So I'm gonna use this brush. Can you see it on the camera? There it is. Dip it a bit. Wipe a lot of it off so it's still damp, but it's not soaking. Now, you're going to want to get your color. Only dip it in a bit, then move it away and start kind of wiping it in gently towards so the paint is thoroughly spread through. Now, you look and you paint the skin color over the face. Don't worry about having different colored lips or eyes. I realized from the game table a few feet away, like this guy, I bet you can't even tell that he doesn't have eyes. Even on miniatures that do have open faces, like this guy has a helmet, you can't tell. I promise you, so just, unless you're wanting to go that very extra bit of detail, don't do eyes. So this guy has a pretty easy face. Not much, and I think that's it. I probably got way too much paint for a little, but even though these are probably gloves, I'll still paint it as if it was skin because I don't want to waste paint. This will be slightly longer than my other videos because it's more in-depth guide. And I'm sorry that this video came out late. I was playing D&D today. Usually I try to post at 9, and that's when my D&D ends, so I still have to drive home. And so it's not the best day. But I'm still trying to post today because I want to grow fastly so that I can make my full-time thing, YouTube. So I should post every day. Now, keep doing this. Now we've done that, I'd say you see that chainmail there. Let's do the chainmail next. So, get your color, shake it. This time you can hear it a bit more since I've used more of this. Your skin tone you probably won't use much of. And any paint set is probably good. And I just got this one at my local game store because it was cheaper than at Amazon. Oh metallic stain probably isn't coming out of my pants. Oops. Well, who cares? So now, dip it in some more, wipe some of it off, get some paint on the brush, and start painting. This is really bad setup for this. Filming, my brush keeps knocking into the camera. So it's a lot easier to not get at the stuff under than to not get at the stuff above where you're painting. So that's why miniature painters do that. Now that I'm thinking about it, for his helmet, I might go for this elf green, kind of like a military. And then when you're done with paint, kind of like wipe it down on your paper towel and swish your paintbrush around in your cup. You can use like whatever cup. I just use an ice cream cup because it's what I have. Now, I would like to paint his hat. Oh, I forgot to do his sword. I'll do that later. So I'm gonna use this paint here. So shake up your paint really well. Don't wanna smash him. Oops. Yeah, that would have been bad. Now, you open the thing, get it out, and that was probably way too much. Maybe I'll use some of this on his other. Now, repeat the steps, get some paint, rub it into the brush, and paint. Miniature painting is something I really like. It's a nice calming thing to do. So generally I try to buy one of these miniature packs at a game session, since I go play this weekly at the D&D game store that I go to every week. Now, while I'm doing this, I would like you to please hit that subscribe button and comment, "I subscribed." I will respond to every single comment. That I have already responded to every comment, unless someone is commenting as I'm doing this. That would be annoying. This is definitely going to be one of my longer videos, since miniature painting is not a fast thing. I got some more of this. I think I'll paint this on his uniform. I think he'll have a green uniform. That seems like the right thing to do. This camera is really blocking my sight. But gotta make sure that you guys can see this. So right now we're going through the more basic part. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I'm going to tell you what he sacrificed himself to. He sacrificed himself to chicken gods. He sacrificed himself to chicken gods for no good reason other than, yeah. So he got this other player too, who was evil. He was good, but then he was a satyr who sold his soul, he's druid, to Baphomet, and now he's all evil in things. So he did that, and while we were in there, we were at a dwarf city, which is going to be not the best thing. And if you are watching this because you are a painter, don't subscribe because my content is D&D. Unless you guys really like this, I probably won't make another miniature painting video, unless you guys say so in the comments. And if you have any D&D builds or any video suggestions, I'm very open to it. I'll make you a video because I don't have enough video ideas to do it every single day. I really like your guys' ideas. Like, some of your ideas have, at the point in time, got my most popular video, even though I thought it would do trash. So, yeah, this is pretty boring. Now I'll do this sword. So I'm also going to teach you some highlighting techniques because I feel like highlighting makes your miniature look really good. So you kind of want to just be careful with your paintbrush. You probably will have a plenty small paintbrush and whatever paints that you got. So just keep going and you should do it. Oh, not used to painting on camera. It's really kind of annoying. So, this is not the best. Alright, now let's do something new. So this is a very slow-paced video, so I would not be surprised if people dropped off really fast, like didn't watch nearly 17 minutes. Wow, I'm recording a while. I'm probably gonna cut out a lot of stuff because it's not that necessary. So now I'm adding a new color. I'm gonna start working on his shield because I think it would be fun. So now you might see that his shield has sort of a rim around it, the base plating, and like a thing in the middle. So I'm going to start by just kind of loosely, not very accurately, because you can always paint the sort of shield part that has the up dents. I don't know the correct term around it. I'll just say up dents because it's easy, even though it's probably stupid. You guys are probably gonna be commenting down below how stupid I am. If anyone even watches to this point. Right now, gold. So some of them you can really hear the shaking because they have shaker balls, not like the basic paints I have from. Oh, this paint got. So this kind of got all over, so I'm just gonna go like that, catch some on the rim, and put it down there as if it was like a stamp or something. So that saves me paint, which is always good, use less paint. So now get some in, and this time you can kind of just like lightly go over the upper areas here. And some shields have like these screws or bolts on them. You don't have to do those. They're just a very extra part of detail. So I'm realizing this doesn't have much contrast, so I'll probably do a darker wash around it. Now, for that outer area, I'm gonna take some more silver and do that for it to look like a nice shield. Sorry about the off-center miniature, just trying to balance visibility and paintability so that I can paint and you guys can see. And we're all happy then. So some minor mess ups are always fine. And if this is your first miniature you're painting, don't worry. At the end, I'll show you a picture of my first miniature. It's really bad and I'm really embarrassed of it. Kind of. It just, compared to my newer miniatures, it's all horrible. It's really ugly. Thankfully, it wasn't a miniature I really liked. So, and here's another tip. I recommend maybe painting, if you get the 2-pack miniatures that I told you about earlier in the video, paint the one that you like less first, because just my second miniature was like, 10 times better than my first miniature. So it's a very big difference. Oh shoot. My paint fell. My paint thing, not the actual paint. That would be really bad. I'm gonna get back. Why am I always dropping stuff? Why? Get some paint and start painting. And also, I recommend just kind of doing it. And do what you think. Because the most important thing is to have fun. Alright, I'm gonna time lapse until I tell some important things, because this has been 20 minutes So time lapse now. So absolutely could be done at this point with the base coat. But if you really want to be done, you could make it look so much better than this. So now I'm gonna go into some more advanced tips on making your miniature look better. First of all, edge highlighting. So this is where you take a lighter color than the base color. So let's highlight the metal first. For silvers, for golds, I recommend highlighting with silver, like light silver. And for silvers, I recommend highlighting with pure white. So, get some white paint and put it on your canvas. Now, so this is different from regular painting. You take the tip of the brush and make sure you get it on the edge, like, that's not very good advantage. Get it up on the edge like that, on the side of it. So then you take it and just kind of rub it lightly along, and you can see you start to get a bit of white on the edge. That means it is good, working good. So this alone makes your miniature look a lot better. So you don't want too much paint, but you don't want too little. Kind of have to balance it. So now your miniature will look like it has some light. Think about where the light is coming from though, and add more highlights to other metal from that same position. This can really add some detail to your miniature. So now, I added some from these positions so that it would seem as if the light is coming in from here, since it has the shields highlighted, the swords highlighted, but we still have some more. Maybe you could, if you're really skilled with the brush, you could highlight in there, but I'm just not good enough for that. So now, for my elf green, which is a dark green that I used on this, I'm just gonna highlight with my other green. Just take it, rub it along the side. Probably took too much there. And then for balls, just do it like at one little tip. So I'll do it up there. Now, looks better. Edge highlighting also works on ropes. So just rub it against the edge here and there, and it can add a lot to your miniature. It makes it look a lot better, more detailed, and like you put more work into it, which, to be fair, you did. Now, that is a pretty easy way to add some detail. But if you have chainmail, it kind of looks a little boring. I got a little smudge of white there. You can fix that later, and you can always fix stuff later. You can get what is called a wash, which is where you dilute water to make it more, or paint with a lot of water. So I'll use this. So I'll put just a little bit of black paint here. Ooh, that's way too much. Then you get a bigger brush that you don't care about as much. Put some water in, just go back and forth, getting a lot of water. And for how much I got, I'm not gonna mix it all. Well, I guess I will. The more water you add, the thinner it will be and the finer your wash will be. It's called a wash. It's lightened and it goes down into the deeper crevices of your miniature. So that, and of course you can buy them. I did buy one, but it disappeared. I hope I didn't leave it at the game store. So now, if you're careful, try to be careful with this. You apply some wash to some parts that you want texture. This is just a basic black wash. I'm gonna put it on the chainmail because I feel that chainmail is otherwise hard to look good. And put it on some other spots that you want just kind of darkened. Maybe some spots away from where the light shines. Just add more character to the miniature. And this is how I recommend shading chainmail. Maybe I'll add a little around in here to kind of darken it up. And it washes dry lighter than they are when wet. So don't think you ruined your miniature, it's gonna be fine. And washes can really help, but they also can be a little uncontrollable. So I like them, but I don't always use them everywhere. So I'm adding a decent amount here because I felt that it's too light. And of course, I'm going to re-add some more of the gold because I want it to really pop out. Just add it where you want some more details. So for the scabbard, I'm gonna add it. And I'm going to take another shot when it's done. Until then, I'll put up a nice, what's it called? Well, I think I'll put up just some random D&D miniature pictures of my other works and give you some advice. Well, until then, I'm going to show you how to base miniatures. So I'm going to show you how to base your miniatures. First of all, if you bought the ones I got, you get the guys, which they have kind of finicky bases that don't really stay up, but they also have these. So on one side there's a little rim around it and letters. You want the letters to be on the bottom. And so the smooth side up, so you can put the miniature on it for it to look the best, and sit down the best. Then you can take some glue and I recommend putting it on the bottom of the miniature so it's not too much. Put it on a little bit and then kind of spread it around. Around this much consistency is good. Not too much, but not too little. Because oftentimes I've had miniatures where the glue falls off. So make sure it's on the smooth side and just kind of plop it down. And then let it sit for a few hours. It will be good. Alright, so this miniature still isn't done drying, which is kind of a bummer. But now, alright, now I'm back. It's been like 20 minutes drying, and you can see the chainmail looks pretty good. And now, going to continue painting. So, the shield, the gold on the shield kind of got less golden from the wash. So now I'm going to paint it. It's going to stick out more since everything was darkened by the wash. And I think I did a pretty good job. But this is definitely not my best miniature, but I think it's a pretty good one. I'd be willing to use this on the game table. Definitely better than it was before. So let me know. What out of 10 is this guy? Is it 1 out of 10, or is it 10 out of 10, or anywhere in between? Let me know in the comments. So, keep rolling those dice, and see you in the next video.